Okay. All right, everyone. So go ahead and get yourself situated in a tall, supportive feeling seat. Whatever that looks like for you today is fine. If you want to have your feet on the floor or on blocks, keep your shoes on or off. I know it's kind of rainy today, so, if you're cold and you want to leave on your jacket and your shoes, that's fine. Try to find your feet flat, though. If they're out ahead of you, that's cool, but I don't recommend crossing your legs. And then roll your shoulders down and away from your ears a couple times. Give your head and your neck a little bit of extra space to be soft. And next time your shoulders are down away from your ears, keep them down. Keep a little bend in your elbows and put them down on your armrest, and then make sure your hands are resting, they're not dangling. And that can be maybe on your belly or on your lap, whatever feels more comfortable is fine. And then start to look ahead of yourself and down slightly. So find something in your horizon that's not moving where you can kind of lock your attention. And then let your vision go a little blurry, kind of soften your gaze, but keep your attention pointed right at that spot. You can lower your eyelids. You might even close your eyes if you want to. My eyes will stay open the whole time. Soften the muscles around your forehead and your nose and your ears and your mouth, your jaw. Good. If you feel like you're slouchy today, give yourself a little pinch behind your shoulders so you can feel broader across the front of your chest, feel a little taller in the upper part of your spine. And start to become aware of everything around you, starting with what you can see first. Even if your eyes are shut, just be aware of the general shapes and colors around you right now. Notice the lights and the shadows. Notice where the doors are in relation to your body. Notice the noises in the space. Let distractions be what they are, where they are. And just notice all the noises far away from you, the noises close to you. You might even notice noises outside the space, people walking around in the hallways and talking on the phone. Remember, all the noises, it's like easy brain candy, easy stuff for your brain to latch onto and pay attention to in your environment instead of what's going on with your body and your breath and your mind in that moment. So whenever you notice that happening, you're not doing anything wrong, but just gently bring your attention back to your body, back to your breathing, back to your thoughts as often as possible. Good. Now bring your attention close to your body and your chair. Imagine that bubble of air around you. And sense the air around you, not just in front of you, but to your sides and behind you as well. See if you can sense where the air touches your skin versus where your clothing is covering your skin. Maybe you can sense that texture or like a temperature difference. And then notice all the parts of your body that are touching your seat. Notice that pressure, the feeling of support underneath you. See if you can get a little heavier into the support while you stay tall. So if you started to slump again, that's okay. Just readjust, get taller. And then bring your attention to the parts of your body that are moving from your breathing. And don't change your breath, just notice your breath coming in and out naturally. And notice the qualities of your breath today. Does it feel kind of choppy or kind of smooth? Is it quick or slow? Is it easy? Does it feel kind of labored today? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just how it feels. So notice that now. Notice all the movement from your breath without forcing it. And then if you like, you can start to put a little bit of energy into your breath by allowing your inhales to come in. Imagine them lower and deeper into your body than normal. And then as you exhale, imagine that coming out a little longer and slower than it normally does. You might have a sound or a texture in your throat when you do that, if you're doing the fog the mirror technique. Or if you don't like that sensation, you can pretend you're blowing out a candle or blowing air out of a straw by pursing your lips together. Whichever one feels better to you is fine. Inhaling lower, deeper than usual. Exhaling a little bit longer than you normally do, maybe half a beat or 1 beat longer. It doesn't have to be extreme. Bless you. Do that a couple more times if it's comfortable. You can let go at any time. Finish the round that you're on. And then return to your natural breath. And maybe you notice a little something left over. Be aware of that. Next time you inhale, open your eyes if you haven't already, and then scoot forward towards the edge of your seat so you have more space. And if your feet are on blocks, you might want to move them now to each side of your body. Dave, do you still have room? I just realized, is this thing in front in your way? Okay, good.
You know,
okay, good.
My legs are not that long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have told you to bring the short legs today, right? Okay, so feet are flat on the ground. Try to have your feet in line with your knees in line with your hips. Shoulders are stacked on top of your hips, so you still feel like a lot of 90-degree angles, right? Roll your shoulders down again if you need to. Remember, you can always pinch them behind you a little bit if you want to feel a little taller. Pull in gently on your belly now so your lower spine feels more supported. And then look straight ahead of you, re-soften your face, and notice the bottoms of your feet for a second. If you want, you can lift up your toes, spread your toes apart, and then set your toes back down on the ground. Even if you have shoes on, really lift up the toes, spread your toes out to fill up your whole shoe, and then put it back down on the floor and see if that notices, or if you notice that it feels a little different. Looking straight ahead, inhale, get a little taller through the top of your head. On your exhale, let your right ear come towards your right shoulder. So left shoulder especially stays down and away. You're not letting it creep up towards your ear. Head is heavy like a bowling ball. And if you want to, you can reach away with the left arm. Your elbow can be bent or straight. You can kind of point your fingers down at the floor or more up towards the ceiling. Anything that feels interesting is fine. There's no rules here. Keep breathing. Option to be still or to really gently shake your head yes. So rock your head forward towards your chest and then back towards the back of the room. Maybe one more time like that. Still breathing. Just noticing nothing's good or bad. It's just how it is today. Good. And when you're ready to breathe in again, come all the way up through the center. Let your hand come down if it went up. Exhale, other side. So left ear to left shoulder. Head is super heavy. If you want to do the arm on this side, you can. Right arm moves away, maybe up or down, or bending the elbows, straightening it. Find something that's comfortable or at least interesting. And then if you want to rock here, you can. But whatever you choose, keep breathing and just noticing the difference between the two sides. Remember, the two sides don't have to be exactly the same. We're just going to do the same practices on each side. We're not looking for like balance in your body. We're looking for balance in the practice. One more breath here. Shoulders down and away. And then on your inhale, come all the way back to the center. Look straight ahead, really tall, like someone's pulling you up through the crown of your head. Good. On your next exhale, look to the right. So turn your whole face to look to the right side of the room. Swim that left shoulder down and back like you're trying to pull apart your nose and your left shoulder. Make as much space as you can between those 2 points. Good. And if you want, you can be still, or you can draw circles with your nose and kind of draw them one direction a few times. Go nice and slow. You might notice snap, crackle, pops on this side. That's okay. And then draw them the other way, still looking to the right, still breathing. Good. On your inhale, come all the way back through the center. If you have forgotten your feet, push into your feet. And then exhale, look to the left. So shoulders down and away. Swim that right shoulder really big down and back so you know it's not creeping up. And then if you want to be still, that's fine. Breathe, stay as tall as you can. If you want to move, draw your circles on this side. And then go the other way if you haven't already. When you're ready, inhale all the way back to the center. And on your exhale, tuck your chin down towards your chest. But keep your spine really tall. Push into your feet. Pull in on your low belly about 50%. Pinch your shoulders behind you gently, just to remind you to stay as long as possible. Chin is down as far as you can. Head super heavy here. So now you can be still again. Keep breathing. Or you can rock your chin over to the right shoulder and then back down through the center and over to the left shoulder, kind of like you're tracing a smile. Notice how the two sides feel. Maybe one more on each side. Try to do the same amount of turns if you're moving on each side of your body. And then next time you come through the center, stay there with your spine still tall, but your chin is still tucked. And place your fingertips on the back of your skull. Remember, you don't need to push, just the pressure will increase the sensation there. So be gentle with yourself. You really don't need to force it. And then draw your shoulders down and away from your ears and allow your elbows to come together to any degree in front of you. They might even touch. Take a really deep breath now into the top section of your body, almost like you can't breathe down past your chest. Keep all the air in the top half of your body. Really watch it expand. The shoulders might feel like they're pulling apart and away from each other behind you. Exhale. Watch everything kind of come back to the center. Good. Do that one more time. Keep your hands where they are. On your inhale, open your elbows and look forward. Now, squeeze your shoulders behind you as hard as you can. If you feel like you push your head forward, just let go of your head. That's what I do. Really pull the shoulders together behind you like you're squeezing something between them. And then release your hands up towards the sky like a goalpost shape. Good. Inhale, open even further. You'll notice that stretch in the front of your chest. Exhale, draw your hands together in front of you. Push all your fingertips into each other, then the palms. And if the elbows can touch, push them into each other as well. Really create a lot of tension here. Starting to warm up the body. Keep breathing. And see if you can notice a line of tissue, of fascia and muscle, all the way between your fingertips through the inside line of your arms and coming together at the center of your chest. So if you want to close your eyes, that's fine, but really imagine that you're drawing power together between the hands, but it comes from between the chest, if that makes sense. Good. Now, keep squeezing everything in. Keep pulling the two hands into each other. And start to draw circles now with your hands. So lift them up and to the left, drawing circles in one direction a few times. Keep squeezing everything together. Keep softening your face. Keep breathing. And then pause and go the other way a few times. Good. Come to stillness in the center. On your inhale, open your arms out to a big T shape. Push through the heels of your hands. Draw your fingers back behind you. And then release your hands down by your sides. Good. Hands can rest on your thighs or your knees, whatever feels better. We're going to do 6 spinal actions now. So make sure you feel tall. If you want to readjust, that's fine. On your inhale, you're going to pull your chest forward, pull your belly forward, squeeze your shoulders behind you, and look up towards the sky for cow pose. On your exhale, do the opposite. So round your shoulders as round as you can. Pull in your belly like you're trying to touch your belly button to the inside of your spine, and let your head get super heavy there. Now back and forth at your own pace. Inhaling to cow pose. Squeeze your shoulders together. Squeeze your shoulders to your hips. Exhale, round your shoulders, head super heavy. If you want, you can let go of your lap and you can reach your hands out ahead of you to kind of exaggerate your cat pose. Go back and forth at your own pace now. Try not to move to the next movement until your breath is ready to change. So there's that little moment, that little pause between the inhales and exhales. That's your cue to move to the next part. You can always stay in a position or another one if you think you need a little extra attention, or if it just feels good today, maybe you need to stay and breathe. Take a couple moments to explore. If you want to shimmy side to side while you're here, you can do whatever you want. Just make it work for you. Good. Last round. Feel free to exaggerate everything this time. And then come to stillness in the center. Meet in that mountain pose when you're ready. Take your time. Good. So now your spine is tall. Make sure you have your blocks on the tallest setting, one on each side of your body, and make sure you can really easily reach over and touch your fingertips. Now we'll do the side-to-side stretching. So hands down by your hips, looking straight ahead. Eyes are soft, shoulders are soft. Pull in on your belly for support. Slightly pinch your shoulders behind you so you feel tall all the way from the tail to the crown. And identify your right arm first. You can give it a wiggle if you're not sure if you have the right one. On your inhale, lift your right arm either shoulder height, if that's going to be better today, or overhead. Elbow can be bent in either position, it's fine. Or if you want to work hard, make your arm as straight as you possibly can. Doesn't matter if it's out to the side or overhead, you have both options. Good. Now, glue your hips to the seat. Make sure it doesn't lift up. You're going to inhale, separate the shoulder and the hip even more. Make a lot of space. Exhale, lean over until your left fingertips touch that block. Then if you want, you can come down to the palm. Okay. Keep those hips in your seat, both firmly planted, and you can lean over as much as you want. You're really looking for a round feeling instead of like a straight line, but you're leaning over farther. Opt to lean over less and create more space between each of the ribs on the right side of your body. Now notice where your heart is pointing. If you feel like you're kind of tipping forward and looking down towards the floor, see if you can back out a little bit and then open your chest to the middle of the room. Stack your shoulders more on top of each other. Yeah, big inhale here wherever you landed. On your inhale, pull in on your belly, push in on your feet, and come up all the way. Exhale, lower your right arm down. Notice what's left over. Take a breath in neutral. The two sides might kind of feel different, and you might get that whooshing feeling. That's normal. Identify your left hand. We're going to do everything on that side too. So when you're ready, inhale, left arm either out to the side or overhead, elbow bent or elbow super, super straight, whatever you want today. Glue your hips down, pull in on your belly. Inhale, lift the shoulder up higher away from the hip, and then exhale, lean until your right fingertips touch the block. And you'll probably know if you want to come down to your palm of your hand on this side. Keep the hips firmly planted in your seat and create a lot of roundness in that left side of your rib cage now. Notice your chest. If you're pointing down towards the floor, back out a little bit. See if you can open your chest to the center of the room and stack your shoulders more in line with each other. Good. Another really big breath, soft face. Push into your feet, pull in on your belly. Inhale, come all the way back up. Lots of space before you exhale, lower everything back down. Good. Notice what's left over on this side. Take a big breath. Good. Last move is the twist. So give yourself a vampire hug. Notice which arm is on top. It's probably your default. Inhale, get taller through the crown of your head. Exhale, pull in on your belly. Squeeze your belly as you twist to the right. Once you get over to the right, you can leave your arms up if you want, or you can bring your arms down for support, but don't use your hands to crank and pull harder. Keep focusing just on twisting by pulling your belly in towards your spine and wringing out your body like it's a washcloth, like you want to get a drip of water out. Inhale for length. Exhale, squeeze. Good. And then on your inhale, unwind. Come all the way back to the center. Lower your arms down. Take a breath here. Notice the two sides next to each other. And then other side. So give yourself another vampire hug. Opposite arm is on top as last time. Yeah, it's a little bit of yoga for your brain. I know, it's always hard. Inhale, get taller. Push down into your feet. Reach up through the crown of your head. Exhale, pull in on your belly and twist to the other side. If you want, you can keep your arms high. If you want, you can bring your arms down. Inhale each time to get longer through the crown of your head. Exhale, squeeze your washcloth. Get that last drip of water out. Good. One more like that. And then inhale to unwind. Come all the way back to the center. Lower your arms down. Soften your face if you got smushy face. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Take a breath. Notice what's left over, if anything. Good. Okay, everyone grab a block. We're going to do our sun salutations now. So make sure you have room. Situate your butt so you have good balance on the chair, so when you fold forward, you don't feel like you're going to tip off your chair. And make sure when you're squeezing your block, it's not right on the bones of your kneecaps. It's on the fleshy part of your legs. That way it doesn't hurt when you keep applying pressure. Good. Okay. Important to have a really firm foundation. Good. So think about your feet again. Push evenly between the heels of your feet and the toes. Lift up on the arches. Even if you don't feel it, just imagine it as if you're suction cupping your feet down onto the ground. And try during this whole part not to let your feet move positions. You want to try to keep them right where they are. Squeeze in on the block. So just like we did with the arms, like you're zipping up until your chest, it's the same for your lower legs. So imagine the inside line of tissue all the way from the heels up through the knees, connecting all the way up through the inner thighs and groin. Everything's coming together. And then also imagine pulling in and up slightly with the low belly, like your belly button's going whoop a little bit, okay? That should make, it should be difficult because it's a lot of engagement just from sitting here. But this should help you keep really steady from the waist down. Then from the waist up, imagine length during the whole routine. So even when we're folding forward, stay as long as you possibly can by keeping your gaze ahead of you instead of down at the floor, unless you're supposed to release your head, okay? Arms down by your side, shoulders are away from your ears, face is super soft, no energy wasted in your face if you can help it. On your inhale, reach around and up. If your gaze wants to go up with your fingers, it can. And exhale, fold forward. So reach, pull in on the belly. And then when you feel like you're not going to fold anymore, then you can release the arms and you can release your head like a bowling ball. Unless you want to bend your elbows and put them on your lap, and then you can cradle your head. Especially if you get migraines, I would choose that option. This is our first forward fold. So take a moment to shake your head yes a little bit, real gentle. Just let the weight of your head do most of the work. And then shake your head no a little bit. Good. Now, come to stillness. Notice your feet again. See if you're still pushing down into all four corners of your feet. See if you're still squeezing your block. On your inhale, come halfway up. So let your hands slide up your legs and reach through the crown of your head. Squeeze your shoulders behind you and pull in on your belly. You want to be as flat as you can, like a table. Exhale, fold forward again. Head is heavy, arms are heavy. Push into your feet, squeeze your block. Inhale, come all the way back up. So you can reach to the sides if you like, or ahead if you like. Arms gather at the top so they can touch. Exhale, bring your hands all the way down through the center and they meet at your chest. And when you get here, you're pushing a little bit. Shoulders are pulling down and away. Arms are pushing in, squeezing. So it's a lot of engagement even when it looks really simple, okay? All right, let's go a little faster. You know what you're doing. I think today let's do 4, but if that's too much and you need a break, just take a break in between. Remember, if you want anything to be harder, you engage more with length. So you engage more with the belly and the shoulders to get longer in the spine. You engage more with the arms. Remember, you can squeeze your fingertips together. You can squeeze your thighs together harder. And if you need it to be easier, focus on softening your face, softening your jaw, keeping your breath moving softly instead of getting every movement right. Okay? You can make your decision today on how intense you want it to be. Inhale, reach around and up. Maybe your eyes go up too. Exhale, fold forward. Long, long, long until you can't fold anymore and then everything's heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Push into your feet. Inhale, come up all the way. Gather your hands at the top. Exhale, hands come down. Squeeze the pressure a little bit. Good. One more. Inhale, reach up. Maybe a little back bend this time. Elbows come back by your ears. Armpits are kind of leading the way. Exhale, fold forward. Length as long as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Push into your feet. Inhale, come up all the way. Create as much length as you can between your hips and your fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands all the way back down. Good. Inhale, reach around and up. Maybe a back bend before you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Long, strong spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Last one on your own. Follow your own rhythm of breathing. Try not to move to the next part until your breath is ready to change. Try engagement at every moment. See if you can get a little longer than you thought you could with each little piece before you come back. That's all right, you're just ahead. Okay, when you get back to your mountain pose, release your block, set it off to the side slightly. It might kind of feel like it's still there just from the pressure. That's normal. Go ahead and release your shoulders away from your ears. Soften your face. Again, if you got a scrunchy face, try to release that. And notice what's left over. I'm sweating already. You might feel like your breath is a little different. Maybe the way you were thinking changed a little bit during that. Just check in. Okay, let's move on to the lower half of the body. So everyone get your strap. Did everyone get one when we were passing it out? Okay, good. And I like to just open it and set it across my lap, but you can just have it nearby if you want. I'm gonna set these in here. Okay, so again, nice sturdy seat. You don't want to feel like you're tipping over. Let's do some of that core engagement first, and then we'll go on to the low body stretching part. So you probably know, but if you want to grab the bottom of your chair, you can, or if you want to grab the arms, you can, or if you want super challenge today with the lifts, you can keep hands at your heart or like at your hips, and that'll force you to use a lot more core engagement. So do what's best for you today. And look straight ahead, shoulders are down, pull in hard on your belly now, like not 50%, this is like 90%. It might even affect how deep you can breathe, but you want to hold that engagement as long as you can. And identify just your right foot to start. Good. When you're ready, inhale, lift the right knee as high as you can, squeeze, and then exhale, lower it back down. Good. Other side, inhale, lift the left knee as high as you can, squeeze it up there, and then exhale, lower down. Back and forth a few times. Follow your own breath. Inhale to the top, exhale, lower. Inhale, other side. Exhale, lower when you're ready. Good. This time, inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, kick through the heel, lift it up as high as you can. Exhale, bend your knee again, lift. Exhale, lower back down. Other side, inhale, lift, keep your spine tall, belly in. Exhale, kick. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. If you want, one more on each side or take a break. Shoulders down, face is soft, all the effort in your belly and in the tops of your legs. Push. Inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, lower. Awesome, good. Okay, now grab your right leg, your knee, either with your strap, you can reach in front of the leg, or you can just use your hands like behind your thigh if it's more comfortable, whichever one you like. And let your leg be really heavy, it's just dead weight here. And then roll your ankle one way a few times. And then go the other way. Not like as fast as you can. Be kind of slower so you can really find your full range of motion. Like really point your toe, really find the side, really flex the foot, really find the other side. Good. And then set your foot back down on the floor. Get your strap and put it under the ball of your right foot. And if you have a sock on, make sure it's not gonna like flip back and hit you in the face. And you wanna slide your hands back until you can feel really tall while you're still hanging on. Heel of your foot comes onto the ground now. Really flex the ankle as tightly as you can. You wanna pull your toes back towards your face. Good. And then to any extent, you can start to straighten your leg by pushing through the heel, keep drawing the toes back towards your body. Good. Now remember, your knee doesn't have to be totally locked. In fact, if it can get all the way straight, I want you to intentionally put a little bend back in there and focus on squeezing the muscles in front of the ankle, in front of the knee, the tibialis, and then in front of the thigh, okay? You're really squeezing everything in the front so that you can lengthen everything in the back. You might not just feel it in the back of the calf and the thigh. You might feel it in your hip and your buttock and even your low back, okay? So just notice where you feel it the most. Keep softening your face, even though it might feel a little intense. If you want to intensify even more, you can by folding forward, but remember, it's with a long spine. So pulling on your belly, squeeze your shoulders behind you, reach forward by looking way ahead of you and leaning with your chest and your chin instead of looking down at your kneecap. Stay and breathe 1 or 2 more rounds wherever you landed. If you can't soften your face, if you can't deepen your breath, you just went too far. Back out a little bit, try it again. Do one more, why not? Good. Inhale, lift your torso up all the way first, and then bend your knee. and release your strap from that leg. Just set it off to the side so you can get to it easy. Good. Seated pigeon on this side is first. So left leg is your tree trunk, super sturdy. It's not turning in towards the middle. It's not turning out. It's stacked really, really strong so that it can be like a tree trunk. Your right ankle is going to stack on top of your left ankle, or if you already know that you like it, you can put your ankle on top of your thigh. Whatever you do, ankle down or up, flex the foot. Okay, so you're protecting the kneecap. And to intensify from here, it might be enough. You might do nothing, and that's fine. Or you can squeeze with the muscles on the outside of your hip to pull the knee out more towards the right. That external rotation is what you're looking for. Or you can press a little bit with your hand, not on the knee, but on the fleshy part inside. Or you can combine all these and you can lean forward just like we did with the long leg, but it's a long spine leaning forward, not rounded and looking down at your legs. You want to look a little bit ahead of your body. Good. And stay and breathe. And some people like to kind of wiggle around a little bit in this one. It might feel good to like rock, or to, if you're leaning forward, you might pulse, like you kind of go forward and then back and forward and back, but it's not a very big motion. Or some people like to be super still. It's totally up to you. See if you can keep softening your face and your breath even more. Try not to let go of that flexed ankle. Keep it really tight. Toes are pulled back really hard. Yeah, even if it means you don't go as far. Okay, plan your exit first. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift your chest up so you're all the way up and down first. And then if you want to use your hands, you can, to release your foot back down to the ground. Good. Step the right foot way over to the right. Left foot stays where it was. Flex the right ankle one more time because we don't want to get any torque in the knee. And then send the right knee inward to any degree. It might be like a little bit and then you feel a pinch or something. That's normal. Or it might really go in, and that's fine. But you don't want to feel a pinch or pain anywhere. So if you feel that, just back out a little bit. And if none of this gets comfortable, remember the other option is you can slide your toes underneath your chair way back behind you until your knee is more underneath you, and then you can do a different stretch in the front of the hip. It's up to you. But normally this is the opposite of what we just did, so it normally feels better. One more breath here. Moral support with your hand is fine, but no pushing on this one. Good. And then inhale your knee all the way back up. Exhale, step the foot back to the center. Take a breath in the middle. See if you can check in with both your legs at the same time and just notice the difference between the two sides. Maybe you don't notice a lot, or maybe it's really different. Some people say their leg feels longer than the other one now. Good. And now we'll do all that on this side, on the left side. So grab your strap again, make sure it's super handy. Good. And you can either use the strap outside your knee, or you can just grab the thigh or your pants with your hands, and dead weight with your left leg, really, really heavy here so that you can roll your ankle one way. Still try to stay tall. Good. Find your range of motion on this side. If you want to close your eyes and just notice, that might help. And then pause, go the other direction too. Good. And then carefully put your leg back down. And get your strap under the ball of your left foot, especially if you have a shoe or a sock on. Make sure it's really sturdy. Then position your hands so your arms are comfortable. You're not pulling yourself forward. You can be super tall. Flex your ankle so you push into the heel. Toes are pulling back really hard against your leg. And then you can start to extend the leg to any degree out ahead of you. And even if it gets as long as it can get, I want you to micro bend, put a little bend back in there. Focus on strengthening all the muscles in the front chain, even the thigh. You feel how your kneecap kind of lifts up towards your hip when you flex. Good. Keep that going. And then keep imagining length in the back chain of the leg, all the way up into the butt and the back, the low back and the hip on that side. Now, if you want to intensify, but you don't want to straighten your leg more, you can lean forward if you want to. Long, long spine. Try to keep lengthening the breath the whole time. Worry less about how long your leg can get, like how far you can push it, and worry more about managing your breath and your nervous system and your face, making all of that softer, even if you're feeling an intense sensation in your body somewhere. One or two more breaths, depending how fast you're breathing today. Just keep noticing. Awesome. On your next inhale, bring yourself all the way back up to a tall spine first, and then bend your knee again, and you can let go of your strap off to the side there. Good. Step your left foot, seated pigeon first. I got ahead of myself. Right leg is your tree trunk, super, super sturdy now. Make sure it's not going to wobble or go side to side. Left ankle is either on your right ankle or on your right thigh, whichever one you like. And it may feel like one side might do one and the other side might do the other one. That's pretty normal. We all have a more flexible side and a more tense side. So don't force it just because the other side did the thigh or something. Flex the ankle, so you're pulling your toes back towards your body. You should be able to do it without holding. That's how you know you're actually engaging it. But you can have your hand on your foot if you want. And then use the muscles of your hips to open the knee more to the side. So a lot of people, they're up here and they feel like they're doing it wrong. If you're moving your knee more out to the side, you're doing it right. Even if your ankle's down here, if they're here to start and you end up here, you're doing it right. It's an external rotation. So the further you can get that knee out to the right, the more you're manipulating the tissue of that hip and low back too. You might feel it in your low back. Good. If you want to intensify still, you can, but it's the same principle as the long leg. It's a long spine too. So lengthen the whole time. You can even imagine pulling your belly button in so you have more room to flatten here. Not looking straight down because it'll make you want to round and collapse forward. Looking out and pinching your shoulders back. Shoulders down away from your ears. Yeah. Relaxing your face over and over and over. You're going to have to keep checking with all of it over and over. It's called the rotation of consciousness. Just like when you do in a body scan, right? So start at the bottom and work your way up and then start at the bottom again. How are my toes doing? Am I pushing into the floor? Am I engaging with my ankle? Am I pulling the knee open? Am I pulling my belly in? Am I pinching my shoulders? Am I relaxing my shoulders away? Is my face soft? Is my jaw clenched? Okay, back down to the feet. You're going to do it over and over and over. One more breath here. Just notice. It's not better or worse. Just notice. And then when you're ready, inhale yourself all the way back up to a tall spine. And if when you use your hands, you can to help release your leg back down. Now step your left foot way over to the left. Flex the foot again to protect the ankle and the knee. And then to any degree, turn your knee inward. And you can use your muscles to intensify if you want. You can pull. Just like you're squeezing the block, use those same muscles to pull the knee inward. It'll just come down this time too. And if you want some moral support, I understand. Keep breathing through it. This is a big one. That IT band can be really cranky. Soften your face, soften your shoulders, pull in on your belly. When you're ready, inhale, knee comes all the way back up first. Exhale, step the feet right next to each other. Good. Okay, last pose. Get both of your blocks, please, and set them in front of you, in between your feet. And I stack them like the fattest, shortest version, both on top of each other. That makes it super sturdy. And if you want another block, anyone want an extra, I have another. Okay. So take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. It doesn't have to be like as wide as you can possibly go. Find something kind of in the middle. Good. Hands on the insides of your thighs. If you want to do, my arms don't really do it, but if you want to do it like that way, you can if you want to. I just do it this way because my elbows don't do that. I don't know. Okay. Inhale for length. Squeeze your shoulders behind you. Pull in on your belly. Face is soft. Good. To any extent, start to lean forward. And remember, you're pushing on the inside of your knees, so the knees open more. If you notice your knees start to do this, they start to come inward, you need to back out a little bit because you're doing the opposite. And then open the knees back again. Imagine your weight is shifting towards the pinky toe edge of your foot. And if you want to, you can lift your big toes off the floor. That whole inside edge of your foot can lift up if it wants to. Good. Keep your spine as long as you can. If you come down far enough where it's like your shoulders feel kind of funny, feel free now to bring your hands in front of you. And you can use straight arms or bent arms, but that might help you stay long in your spine. And to any degree now, let your head get really heavy. So your spine stays long, but your head is heavy like a bowling ball. And if you want, you can shake your head yes and no again. If you want to fold more, you can. Whichever you do, just keep breathing. But if you want to start to bend your elbows and lean forward more, you can. You'll start to curl at some point. You won't be able to stay super straight that whole time. That's okay. Let your shoulders kind of flop down by the ears. Hands can go wherever it feels good. Head stays heavy that whole time. Maybe one more big breath wherever you landed. Okay, get your hands back on your block if they weren't on there. Inhale, come halfway up. Pull in on your belly. Okay, keep breathing, stay here. Put your whole feet back down on the floor if your big toes were lifted. Stay in this halfway lifted position in the spine, but put your hands back on your legs. Good. And now inhale like a Tin Man, come all the way up as one big piece. Good. Close your legs like a book and scoot all the way back in your seat. Let your legs fall however they want to. Let your shoulders come away from your ears if they crept up. Good. Soften your jaw, soften your eyebrows, whatever got tense. Try to let that go even like 1% more. And then settle into your chair for the last couple minutes of class. Elbows are resting, hands are resting and supported by something underneath them. You can look ahead of yourself at something that's not moving, or you can half close your eyes, or you can fully close your eyes. Whatever feels more comfortable for you is what you should do. And I'll keep my eyes open the whole time. And just like in our meditations in the body scans, you've been feeling every part of your body one piece at a time during the entire class. Now notice everything all at once. This is called your felt sense of being. And if one piece of your body keeps grabbing your attention and pulling for your awareness, see if you can just acknowledge that it's there and then take a step back and see the whole system one more time. You might go back and forth. Notice the bottoms of your feet. See if you can let them be heavy again, softer. Let your knees be softer. They might open however they want to. Let your thighs be softer. Buttocks are softer. Belly is softer. Don't suck it in anymore. Just let it be what it is. Notice your chest and your shoulders are softer. Maybe you feel that everything moving from your breath a little bit or a lot of it. Let your arms be a little bit heavier. Hands are a little bit heavier. Head is almost weightless, stacked on top of your spine. Eyebrows are smoother. Cheeks are softer. Your jaw unclenches. Your tongue even falls off the roof of your mouth. Maybe your teeth separate a little bit. Maybe your lips separate a little bit. And notice that spot between your eyebrows. And see if you can smooth and soften that area one more time, just 1%. Good. Now bring all of your attention to the parts of your body just touching your chair or whatever's underneath you. Acknowledge that feeling of pressure and support holding you up. And then notice your breathing. You don't have to change it, just notice your breath coming in and out. Notice if it maybe feels different than how you felt at the beginning of class breathing. Maybe you don't remember, just notice what it is now to breathe. Carefully start to wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit to help your body wake back up. It might make you want to do something else. Maybe you want to roll your wrists and your ankles, or you want to do like a cat stretch, a big long stretch like you just took a nap. Option to bring your hands together and rub them together, get some friction and heat going. And then you can cup your hands around your eyelids or your temples and start to blink your eyes open. That way the light doesn't come in as quickly. Okay. Bring your hands together in front of your chest, either in a prayer position with your thumbs touching your chest, or you can stack your hands, whatever feels better. And look down or bow down towards your heart in your hands. And this motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up and practicing today. Everything else, it's done with. It'll be different tomorrow, so don't worry about any reaction about success or failure. You showed up. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. And you have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. Let your hands come down. Your eyes can flutter open and up as you're ready. Class is over. Thank y'all so much. We'll take a little break. And then yoga nidra, or if you're not staying, I'll see you next week. And I'll put this, hi everyone, if you're watching online, and I'll put this on a YouTube playlist, and If you have any questions or concerns about it, though, you can always text me. Joe has my number, or you can email me and I can change stuff. But